trade area with the statue at the AFCFTA Secretariat on Friday in Accra. Mr. Issoufou, an African Union champion of the AFCFTA Secretariat, is to be recognized for ensuring that the Secretariat was activated in January 2021 in Accra. Addressing a press briefing on Wednesday at the Ministry of Information in Accra, the Principal Communications Advisor of AFCFTA, Mrs. Grace Koza, said Mr. Issoufou was also being celebrated for demonstrating selfless leadership that believes that it is time for the economic emancipation of the continent.
We're doing this because it's important. The history that we talk about, the history that our kids will refer to, it's a history that we are creating today to celebrate the leadership that we say. And that's why it's important. We want you and every member of the continent, when they come to the head office of trade in the continent, to see this beautiful stature of this champion and to appreciate that it was not a miracle. I'm a South African, and sometimes when we talk about even our own politics, we refer to the fact that there were men and women who dedicated. It's exactly the same thing that's happening. For us to find ourselves in this position where we're talking about creating, hopefully in the future, a one centralized union for the continent is because of the leadership of this kind of presidents that we have.
She said Mr. Issoufou would also be celebrated at a formal program on Friday at the AFCFTA Secretariat in Accra, which will have at least 6 African presidents and 2 former presidents in attendance.
We have invited about 8 presidents. We've confirmed as we speak right now 5 presidents that will be coming to also be part of the celebration. We have the president of Burkina Faso, we've got the president of the DRC, who is also the chairperson of the council at this moment, the president of Togo, and the president of Nigeria. And importantly, we also have some of the presidents sending their own ministers to represent as part of the celebration, like the president of Ivory Coast. We also have 2 former presidents, the guest of honor himself, and as I indicated, the former president of Nigeria. I think what is also important, colleagues, is also to appreciate the fact that normally these ceremonial occasions, very few presidents will take time out to really spend and come and say to another former president or even a present president, job well done. But we see this being led by your own president, our host, President Anna. He is going to participate and be part of the program.
Mrs. Koza said the Secretariat was also grateful for the support of the Ghanaian government and President Akufo-Addo for leading the presidential effort to recognize Mr. Issoufou.
Let me just take this opportunity, Deputy Minister, to also talk about this organization that I've referred to as the Secretariat. We are a hub and we see ourselves as a place where each and every African who's interested in trade, including those who might not even be, to see the beacon of hope for an integrated Africa, to see an Africa that understands itself. It took more than 50 years for the EU to come together. It took us less than that. And it's primarily because of the dedication, the vision that the leadership of this continent has had.
It will also be recalled that in March 2021, Mr. Issoufou won the 2020 Ibrahim Award for African Leadership and the $5 million prize attached to it. His decision to step down after 2 terms meant Niger had its first democratic transition between elected leaders since it became independent from France more than 60 years ago. The leadership of the Friends of Ken, a social fan club inspired by the works of a Central Member of Parliament, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, on Wednesday, presented a hamper to the affable legislator at the premises of Kencity Media Limited at Medina. The group, which is another of a growing number of social fan clubs and support groups motivated by the effort and philanthropy of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, were at the premises to formally introduce themselves to the MP and affirm their unflinching support to him and his consistent effort at speaking the truth. Honorable Kencity Agyapong has recently received massive commendation from various groups and individuals from his philanthropic efforts, which has endeared him to many, both within and outside the country. Some of his social interventions include donations to various Muslim communities in the country, facilitating a return of some Guinean young women stranded in Lebanon, and the ongoing construction of the proposed cardiothoracic center at the 37 military hospital in Accra, among others. The leader of the group, Madame Nana Ifiasewa, a Guinean based in Virginia in the United States of America, said the group have long been inspired by the honesty and truth-speaking qualities of the Central Region lawmaker.
Edema yenya honorable akomprekun Agyapong bema ontin sumu ansan waham ne nukredie nti nipa edono no edoso na emrepamo no me fi US by 2 weeks ni na ene na yedru ha ye pese ye be present adewe edema no na onhu se edom tanechi de oye no ewrade emone hompan ewrade bambo kese no ye de kata ne suda friends of Ken for ye dawson friends of Ken no ni din no nipa bebre ati sakuo no na ni nyina no eye wodra obia ede dono enti enam se ye dono enti obi ntimi nkofa edin foforo emfa meto ekuo no so etini din kan no a na ye nyina ye use na doye ene nukredi enti na mepe onabo asem ne sekan etwa benkum etwa nifa da mekane se yenya onabo eso enum ekra wo Ghana ha enka Ghana ebekonanim.
Receiving the items on behalf of Honorable Kencity Agyapong, Randy Issoufou Kantanka expressed the gratitude of the Ascent Central MP for his kind gesture displayed by the Friends of Ken group.
Honorable Kenanemu eje achede amuda bechani namagyan nemu adamwase pa se madweno because nipa bebre ne wo man ni mu moti bo mo enyo bia mfa anto no se ono na moto no e wonyema pa oyema o man enti even kan bebre ono angasa ne yabona mane dada.
Some members of the group shared their thoughts on the need to undertake the gesture.
Say ye ni Honorable Ken enwa dance a dance de yesom sese a bi ebedi 1 month kra na ye ni nwie yo efri say ne ho dance die etoso na me de ne nokredie enti na me penasem so chance say o kan wan hwa won tenase na so ento say onsi full stop no na wo hu baby ofri ba ene baby awadu enti so yo bi a wadwen mu do na se wote niama siya ubehu se Ken okano krepa enunti enema mede de epenasem
uhwe from the beginning uhwe niama oye hu se oye adwumadin nti de bia no ye ti ne futu na hu se no e hu nya se e beda too much se ya de ba ko na anya yi a e wo se yen try kopim time e hu se yen so yetumi agyan na so nti se futu do de ye sere ne se money stop onko so a na de bia onto mebunu for my.
I want to be like him when I grow up. And unti me mame efre me se me mame ka ekoni hono. In fact, na me is so happy because for us to be with him no, is something I can't even explain it. And I yena done pa and ye bonya mempa say onyini no nye kese na adoye no amo njai that.
COVID-19 cases are rising steadily in the country, with the number of new cases recorded today going up from 85 to 143, data from the Ghana Health Service has shown. Active cases have increased from 1,674 to 2,314 from June 30 to July 13, 2021. The Ghana Health Service COVID-19 update page said the deaths have also gone up from 796 to 802 within the same period, with the number of confirmed cases shooting up from 95,914 to 97,728. Dr. Emmanuel Agyapong, the COVID-19 case management lead at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital Ridge, told the media in Accra that the increases in COVID-19 infections were beginning to reflect at the hospital's intensive care unit. He said about a week ago, 10 out of the 16 beds at the ICU were occupied. Dr. Agyapong expressed concern over the non-adherence to the COVID-19 protocols in the communities, saying the rate of infections could worsen in the case of a surge. He urged the public to mask up, observe social distancing, and wash hands regularly with soap and running water to help avert the spread of the disease. Meanwhile, Ghana has now 5 coronavirus vaccines approved for use, according to President's Special Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Nsia-Asare. According to him, the Food and Drugs Authority has approved the deployment of the US-made Pfizer and Moderna jabs in the country. He further disclosed that given that the 2 US-made vaccines require extremely cold temperatures for storage, government had improved the cold chain storage systems to receive the vaccines, some of which are due to arrive in a few weeks. Ghana, he said, was due to receive about 1.25 million doses of Pfizer soon under the American government's global vaccine donation platform that has sent millions of doses to the continent via African Union. According to Dr. Nsia-Asare, the Biden government considered Ghana as one of its priority nations, and that the jobs will help Ghana to roll out the second vaccine deployment, phase. He said Ghana's 20 million vaccination target remained intact as the government used different avenues to secure more jobs. A little over 1.2 million vaccines have been received so far, with some 860,000 vaccinations, out of which only 400,742 persons have received first and second jabs.
The Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has said that the successful launch of the Ghana.gov digital platform is a culmination of strategic steps to digitize government sectors over the past 4 years. The Ghana.gov platform, which is available to all citizens, residents and non-residents, is the payments and revenue collection platform that provides a single point of access to services of ministries, departments and agencies of government. Speaking at the launch of the digital platform in Accra on Wednesday, Dr. Bawumia said while there had been an attempt by the previous government at a similar exercise, although not successful, the Akufo-Addo government knew exactly what it wanted to achieve with Ghana.gov, so it set out, right from the onset of the administration in 2017, to set up strong pillars which would allow the implementation of an effective and efficient Ghana.gov.
Ghana.gov is not government's first attempt at digitizing the provision and delivery of all government services on a single platform. In fact, as the Minister for Communications and Digitalization made clear, this process had started before. There was an attempt by the previous government to do this. But the approach we have adopted this time is a novel one. Coming into office, we knew from the beginning that certain key pillars had to be in place before a single platform for effective delivery of government services can be implemented.
These pillars, which the Vice President stressed the government had evidently established, included a raft of digital platforms the government has initiated. The Vice President expressed his delight at the successful creation of Ghana.gov, saying its operationalization will be of immense benefit to both citizens and the government.
For starters, Ghana.gov is a one-stop shop to enable citizens easily access government services, simplify payments for public services, ensure prompt payments for services, and promote transparency and visibility of the internally generated funds. It is a real weapon in the fight against demons and principalities in the public sector.
The Vice President also expressed delight that such a remarkable platform was powered by a local consortium.
So I'm excited that in Ghana we did not go beyond our shores to develop and manage a platform like this. Indeed, the spirit of collaboration and innovation exhibited by the local technology companies, Hubtel, ExpressPay, and IT Consortium, who are powering this payments platform.
The Minister of Communications, Issoufou, for her part, said the Ghana.gov platform, which will facilitate the collection of revenue by government agencies, will be available across the country to make revenue collection easier, especially in this era of COVID-19.
The platform being launched today will facilitate easy monitoring and collection of revenue by our ministries, departments, and agencies. It could not have come at a more opportune time. The Ghana.gov platform will make it easier for the tax net to be widened to accommodate more informal and previously overlooked formal entities. It can be used on any phone, laptop, or computer. And through the efforts of GIFIC, ultra-modern community ICT centers, or CICs, will be available in every district in the country, so anybody who does not own an electronic communications device can process applications and make payments for government services at these CICs or even our post offices nationwide. Ghana, like every other country in the world, has been hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the new reality is how to minimize contact with possible virus transmitters such as paper money notes. Thankfully, Ghana.gov truly minimizes the need for our citizens to engage in physical money interactions, reduces the need for interminable visits to various offices to process and pay for various services, and enables the relevant government bodies to have a single view over all internally generated funds within the country.
Taking his turn, the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, said in the coming months, the Finance Ministry will take steps to facilitate compliance by launching the Revenue Assurance and Compliance Enforcement to spearhead the Ministry's oversight of revenue collection agencies.
In the coming months, the Ministry of Finance will not only seek to deploy the platform to cover more public sector agencies, including state-owned enterprises, but also take steps to interface the Ghana.gov platform with the GIFMIS system to facilitate compliance with the National Public Management Framework. Government will also launch the RACE, Revenue Assurance and Compliance Enforcement, an interagency collaboration between GRA, the Ministry of Finance, and National Security to spearhead the Ministry's oversight of the revenue collection agencies. Tax revenue has been relatively low in Ghana, with our tax revenue to GDP of about 14.3%, compared to about 20% for Sub-Saharan Africa and 34%